Oh, yeah.
We did. Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Amal, and joining me tonight, I have Mus, Andy, and George. We are the Monday Blues coming to you with the round 10 game preview. The Sydney Swans are going up against the Baggers up at the SCG tomorrow night. And what a game we have ahead. Big game in the context of things. Gold Coast Suns has gotten off to a flyer. They kicked 4 or 5, I think 5 or 6 goals actually on Geelong in a row. And as it stands, if we lose against Geelong tomorrow night, I believe we drop out of the 8.
Sydney.
So it's Sydney. Yes, if we lose to Sydney, we drop out of the 8.
Incomprehensible.
Indeed. A lot of teams up in the 8 at the moment. It's quite tight up there. So let's see how we go tomorrow night. Now, before we jump into the teams and the actual preview of the game, let's quickly go around the grounds and just see how everyone is doing. Khalid. Where is Khalid?
On the way.
Nice.
He's on the way.
Will he be joining us?
He'll be joining us. He'll be a late inclusion.
Very good.
But he will be on.
Very good.
Excellent. George, I'll quickly throw it over to you for the sponsor shout out, and then we'll go around the grounds.
Absolutely. Thank you. I was going to pop it in the chat shortly now as well. Thank you to our sponsor, as always, Blues Crypto. You can find more info on bluescrypto.com. And Miles going to pop up the email, the Telegram, the Twitter. So exciting blockchain-enabled marketplace and technology. I think NFTs are coming soon to that space as well. So some really exciting stuff going on there from Ur. It's a really, really cool venture. I really appreciate him sponsoring us. So bluescrypto.com. If you haven't sussed it out, it's the words getting around like wildfire. I know it was getting the word out to push his exciting venture. I think he was on a few different AFL mediums as well, getting it out there. So Anya, really appreciate you getting around us. Thank you.
All the links and all the details about Blues Crypto in the chat. Now, Mus, how you doing? How's your week been? You're pretty scattered. You're pretty scattered in the review. Let's see how you are in the preview.
Don't know what day it is to start with, so probably Wednesday or Thursday, seeing as it's a Friday night game. A little worse for wear. Had physio appointment today. We'll get there. But yeah, other than that, pretty good. Weaning off the high strength stuff and back on the Panadols, which is good. Feeling a bit more level-headed. But it's just going to take a bit of time, and that's it.
How long is the sling going to be on?
Say another 3 weeks, potentially 4 weeks in total. Yeah, so pain in the butt, but it's all for the long term. Get it right, get it done properly, and hopefully be back out there.
Aiden in the chat says that the physio is probably better than Andrew Russell.
I hope so, for my sake. I tell you what. Otherwise, it'd be a sling on my head or something in the next couple of weeks.
Andy, how are you doing?
Hey, one eye. Doing it hard, bro. Much like Morse, just trying to get to the end, whatever it is. Just trying to get to the end. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm doing it a bit hard, but it is what it is. Just got to get through it, and hope that I come good. I'm sure I will. See my surgeon tomorrow, so hopefully some good news, and a bit more optimistic tomorrow. But as always, I'm just keen for the footy, man.
Yeah,
footy's my whole life, my whole happiness, everything just revolves around this bloody team. Everything. Like if we win tomorrow night, when we win tomorrow night, hello Carl. When we win tomorrow night, I am going to feel amazing, guaranteed, regardless of what the surgeon tells me. So,
me too.
Yeah.
Well, a quickly recovery for both of you boys. Hopefully, we'll get you.
Thank you.
Hopefully, your physios and not Andrew Russell can get you back on track quickly. Georgie, how are you?
I'm well, mate. I'm well. It's an odd feeling for me this week. I've been privileged. Thank God, I've been lucky enough to attend every game this year, including the Gabba and Gather Round. So this is the first one. Staying home to watch, which is something a little bit different. So hopefully we can get the win. Just excited, mate. You know, end of the week. Thursday night footies, I really do love it, and I'm spewing that. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a thing from round 16 to 23. We're looking at the fixture that just got released. We'll talk about that, of course, in a bit. But
AFL's so dumb.
Yeah.
it's a great. It just feels like the weekend's here a bit earlier.
Yep.
It's nice going into work Friday. Just chat a bit about the footy, and at least you've gone into the weekend with a bit of footy there again. Sometimes when we play, like like Carl mentioned it last week, the weekend feels so long when we play. Like when we played against the D's on the Thursday night, the review on the Monday, it felt like we played like a week ago. So, but no, I'm good. Carl,
It's good.
Welcome.
Carl, were you late because you got a haircut?
Yeah, my barber stayed open late for me. Good bloke he is. No, I was just up at the sister-in-law's place for her birthday. Happy birthday to her. And her partner. I was telling him about us, and he subscribed. Shout out to Steve if you're watching.
On your
Steve.
On your Steve.
I as well. You know what it is?
Oh, he's not.
Just to George's comment about the Thursday night footy, I think it's because we're getting old, mate. We look forward to Thursday night footy.
I'll take it.
Trumos?
Yeah, 100% all day.
Yeah.
All right.
How's your week, Amal?
Yeah, it was all right. I'm waiting on some news. And I hate the anticipation. I struggle to deal with that. It's much like watching a Carlton game. Just don't know what's going to happen. Let's see what happens. Anxious for the footy tomorrow night, definitely. And with that being said, let's go into the team lineups. We'll start with Sydney. Going out of the side for Sydney, Matt Roberts coming in, Braden Campbell, and for Carlton, Lockie Cowan, Matty Cottrell, Adam Chera, and Jack Martin. Now, Cottrell, Chera, and Martin are injured, and Cowan has been omitted. And coming in for those four, we have Caleb Marchbank, Zach Williams, Jack Carroll, and Orazio Fantasy Man. Backline for Sydney: Aaron Francis, Lewis Melican, Dane Rampy, Oliver Florent, Nick Blakey, Harry Cunningham, going up against the forward line of Ollie Hollins, Tom DeConning, Elijah Hollins, Harry Mackay, Charlie Curnow, and Matty Owies. Midfields for Sydney: Errol Goulden, Chad Warner, Justin McInerney, and following Will Hayward, Joel Amadi, and Brody Gundy, Isaac Heaney, and James Rowbottom. Midfield for Carlton: Zach Williams, Paddy Cripps, Blake Akers, and following Mark Pitney, Sam Walsh, and Matthew Kennedy. Forward line for Sydney: Hayden McLean, Logan McDonald, Taylor Adams, Will Hayward, Joel Armadi, and Tom Papley. Going up against the backline of Brody Kemp, Jacob Wiedering, Alex Chincotta, Caleb Marchbank, Mitch McGovern, and Nick Newman. Interchange bench for Sydney: Braden Campbell, Jake Lloyd, James Jordan, Sam Wicks, Robbie Fox. And for Carlton: Jordan Boyd, Jack Carroll, Orazio Fantasia, Corey Durden, George Hewitt. Emergencies for Carlton: Lockie Cowan, Jackson Binns, Lewis Young. And for Sydney: Luke Parker, Matty Roberts, Joel Hamling. How do we feel about those ins, gents?
Moose.
Yeah, fuck. Full fuck. Not sure. Bro, they got some real power up forward and speed and agility, and we bring in Marchbank and Zach Williams and drop Cowan, who's done nothing wrong. I don't get it. Fuck me. Anyway.
Marchbank's a good in. I think Marchbank's a good in.
Well,
how's he going to go with?
Would you rather?
Who's he going to go with?
Oh, that's up to the coaching staff. But
Amadi.
McDonald Wiedering. Amadi's a big boy. But this is the thing. Like, if we talk about Marchbank v Cowan, tell us how you really feel. Well, that was great. Marchbank v Cowan. Like Cowan's stiff. Right? He's 19. I love his attack on the foot. His tenacity. He's going to be great. Like you know what you're going to get from him. But do you play a more established defender that you know what you're going to get from Marchbank as well? The thing is, I think he's a bit underdone. He's had one VFL game.
Yeah,
He will.
that's a big risk. And then Williams too. One of them or two of them go down.
Williams on the wing. Williams on the wing.
Yeah, he'll end up back.
Is the best thing they could do. Give him a run through the midfield and see what he does. I'm a big fan of that move. He's not. I don't reckon he's got. I think he's not.
He's got no legs.
Tank. Yeah, he's got no legs.
No way.
I think he's got the tank. I think he's definitely got the tank. He showed that against Brisbane. He's definitely got the tank. It's just, is his confidence back? You know, to be able to break lines and to do all that.
I don't reckon they should bring him back in. To be honest, I reckon he
with
should
you.
have went to the VFL for about 7-8 weeks.
Just a quick shout out to Craig Hutchinson. Hutchie, thanks for the donation, mate. Hey boys, see you at the game tomorrow. I'm going to set myself on fire. Can't wait. Everyone's going to love it. Hutchie. Look after yourself.
I don't know.
Someone check in on Hutchie.
Someone check in on him. Check on you. Are you okay, Hutchie?
Is he on footy classified tonight?
I think he
I
got sacked.
appreciate you getting around us. Thanks, Hutchie. Thank you, mate.
Oh, jeez.
Phone a friend. We're here to chat.
Yeah, Zach Williams. I don't know. Like, I know we got him across as a midfielder. That experiment failed. What was it, under Bolton or it was under Bolton, wasn't it?
Nah, Teague, I think.
Was it Teague?
Yeah, 21.
Bolton tried to make Wiedering a full forward. Remember that?
Wow. Almost ruined his career.
I swear.
That was bad.
Is this really the game? Is this really the game to be putting Zach Williams through the midfield
No.
Why not?
because of everything that's on the line? We could fall out of the 8 this week.
Sydney's got a cracking midfield.
Yeah.
The only thing is, there's no one
like it.
else. There's nothing else. No others real. Yeah.
I think he'd do well not having to, be held accountable to a single player, to a single position. I don't know. I like it.
He's got a
I
set up.
actually really like it.
No, that's a good point.
If he's in, do you feel more comfortable him running with a Papley? Or see on the wing, right? I thought maybe Binns would get a crack, knowing that he had another ripper. I think he had like 42 touches or something.
I think, 43,
Yeah, and I thought, okay, Cotter's out, Cherr's out. Okay, Carroll's got to be in. Give him a run of games. He might get played out of position, but you got to play him. Then there's Akers and there's Holland, so like Binns isn't really going to push one of them out. So maybe that's why I thought he was stiff as well, but you've probably got to have to play Williams in front of him anyway, right?
Mm.
And again, we talk about the price tag a lot and all that kind of stuff, but talent, all that. So
I think the big knock on Binns is that he hasn't developed the second position yet. They say he's, I hate using the word, but one-trick pony.
His possession's not clean either.
we haven't seen it at AFL, obviously, but yeah, I get what you mean. Like he's not going to push out. He's not going to push out one of our midfielders, and he's not going to push out Akers and Holland at the moment.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the thing. He can't really play defensively. He can't really play forward. So if you don't add that to your arsenal, then you just got a cop waiting in line until it's your turn.
Is Orazio Fantasia another one where it's kind of like,
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
I actually when I saw his name,
I love you, Moose.
when I saw his name, I was just like, what the fuck? Yeah, bro.
who would you rather though instead? Binns?
Moose.
Yeah. I mean, one arm.
One arm Moose.
In all honesty, for me, like, sorry, but I don't know if it's harsh, but we may as well be playing 17 blokes in the field. Like, I don't see the value.
16. Don't forget Durden.
Yeah.
Well, you got both of them this week, right? So smaller ground. I don't know. I feel like we're gonna, tall in the back line, stack the midfield. You got to see something from this week, right? Like Arati, again, do you play another midfielder and do you put, for example, Binns and Carroll in, and then you play, one of them's going to play out of position, as a half forward, whatnot, knowing that Cottrell's out as well. But at the end of the day, like whilst Motlop is out, whilst Martin is out,
Calf.
It pisses me off thinking about it.
The Martin one pissed me off this week. The Martin one. Oh.
Hey, between those three players, we've got a full leg. We've got a hammy, a foot, and a calf. Just missing. We need a knee, and we're right.
Is it the same?
I saw a comment on. There's a few comments running around on Facebook, but there was one with a couple of stats. I'll read them out to you. Games since 2018, right? So on a year-by-year basis. Cunningham, 2018, 5, 2019, 9, 2020, 12, then 4, then 0, then last year, 12, and I think it was 2024. Yeah, well, didn't write it down. My bad. Williams, 2 in 2018, 24 in 2019, 11 in 2020, 14 in 2021. I understand he had some bad injuries. 9 in 2022, 0 in 2023. This year, it's been in and out. Marchbank, 12, 13, 0, 0, 4, 8, 1. Well, that's one for the VFL. Martin, 15, 16, 15, 11, 12, 13, 1. Man.
Definitely a few players there that need to be.
The club, I reckon the club needs to make a decision at the end of the year with these guys because we're just not getting bang for buck.
I mean, apart from Williams,
when they're in, they're great, right? Williams,
well, that's the problem. That's the problem. They're great players. So you give them up, there'll be other clubs who push for them. And for me, it all depends on how much salary cap are we wasting on these guys. How much are we actually spending? Well, if it's not that much, because every single team has 3 or 4 players who are like that.
Yeah, injury prone. Yeah.
But I don't think there's another team that's so heavily reliant on those injury prone players.
Yeah, Jack Martin and Zach Williams are on big pay packets. 100%.
Jack was heavily front loaded. He's on nothing.
Yeah,
he's on nothing now.
Yeah, he was front loaded. He made his money early,
and it's coincidental. Right?
Yeah,
but now that Rimmer's around, Freo, last year his contract. Again, I'm not going to go into that and speculate and stuff like that. Knee,
I reckon
calf,
he goes.
Whatever it is. Like,
yeah, thanks for your service, Jack Martin.
Well,
I reckon he goes.
How frustrating is it that he's so friggin' talented when he's in? How great is he? How impactful is he? We talked about him last year. He came in against Gold Coast. We're like, and we talked for 4 weeks. We're like, we're missing a leader in the forward line, and he comes in and he shows it, and he proves it, and he gets the boys around and he pumps them up, and he just the presence and the ability and
leadership. It's a leadership.
Playing above his height. Going for the big marks, a reliable kick for goal, a menacing tackler. Him and Fogarty coming in, and automatically that forward line was transformed. So how frustrating is that? That you can't get him on the park consistently enough to impact. And going back to Orazio, man, like I said, like he hasn't shown any of that so far, right? And I don't want to knock the guy. Durden, sorry, Motlop.
What are you talking about? Sorry.
So going back to Fantasia really quickly. So having, we all spoke about the forward line and having seeing Martin and Motlop together in there with that forward line, having a consistent run. So that's what you want to set, and Fogarty as well, of course, when he's back. But it's just like, do you give him another year? Well, like McGovern, I could, in that group that I mentioned earlier, McGovern probably could be in that group because someone on a large pay packet, not anymore, of course, with their renewal, but they missed a large chunk of games every single season. Right, and allegedly took a lot less money to stay with the club. There's going to be suitors for these players. There's going to be suitors for Martin, and he was heavily front loaded. I think it was talks about $1.5 million at the first couple of years, and now it's obviously towards the minimum end.
Yeah.
So the club will be frustrated, of course, with this again another story with the high performance unit and physios and Andrew Russell and whatnot, but. Are they going to risk giving this guy and matching, say, Freo's bid or their offer and saying, we don't know if we're going to get 10 games out of him next year? Do we really want to fork out that much, or do you cut your losses?
I hope we let him go. I hope we let him go. Marchbank go and Cunningham go. Sad to say, but
Marchbank's so important, man.
Yeah, but he's so inconsistent, and you hope that Motlop's not going to be the same. He's going to have these constant injuries, and then what? Where does it end?
Yeah. Well,
I agree.
Wait, who do you hope we let go?
I said, I hope with Motlop, I'm saying he doesn't keep with these constant injuries.
Yeah.
Because then what?
I don't know, man. I think Marchie's really important. I think Marchie's probably the most important.
Out of that group.
Yeah. And I think he's important. I think he's one of the most important players in our list, to be honest.
Big call.
Well, when he's like fit, like he showed late last year.
Yep.
Our defense
when was his last
transformed.
game? When was his last game?
I think he played one this year.
Yeah, I think he
play one.
sneezed.
And he gave away
and was
like
out for
3
8
free
weeks.
kicks early.
I disagree, Andy. I
It
just
was
think that
concussion.
Pitternet, Newman, the likes. I'd rather play Chincotters, Cowans, and Boyds. I'd rather play those guys. I don't think we need to be that top heavy with Marchbank. We've got Lewis Young, so
You're off your head. You're off your head.
Meds.
I'd rather
Get into
your stuffed arm than Lewis Young. I've said this many times.
I know.
I never want to see Lewis Young in a Carlton jumper again unless it's full necessary.
maybe keep Marchbank and out with Lewis Young.
Nah, you're dreaming.
The other thing that scares me really quickly, Andy, just before we go to your point, we'll talk about it more as well, these injuries that are piling up and whatnot. Like Chera had the hammy issue last year, hammy issue earlier, hammy issue again. I just kept thinking of like Luke Shuey at West Coast, right? I'm like, I don't want that. Like, you're scared of him to run out on the ground for 2-3 weeks and he does his hammy. Like towards the end of his career, he was Prestia as well, right? Like, it's a scary thought. Like, you don't want these players. Like, we don't want to be riddled with all these players in the list having to rely on them to play, but we don't know if we're going to get a full season out of them. Sorry, Andy, carry on.
I just wanted to go back to Zach Williams. A positive of playing Williams running through the middle is that it frees up Cripps to play forward, and we can really stretch their defense.
If Williams is accountable.
Well, I mean, he doesn't really have to be that accountable. We don't play like, we don't tag. We don't, you know what I mean? Cripps is getting 35. Walsh is getting 35. We're not like, we don't care about what the other team's getting. We bank that we're getting the ball forward. So if he does well, if it works, right? This is all hypotheticals. If it works, then I just like that we're trying something. Yeah, like you got to see the positives in it, and I think we need to go into the game really behind the boys and be really positive about the game, because like it's loser mentality to think, oh yeah, this guy's in, we're shit. Nah, bro, that's like bottom of the table like mentality, bro.
I think it's realistic.
I don't think we're in a position to try things.
No, absolutely we are. Hell, we're 6-3.
We could be out of the 8 by the end of the round.
Yeah, but we're like 1 or 2 games out of like first or second place.
And you think we've played good footy this year?
I think we're 6-3 and we're getting the job done. And I think playing good footy only matters at the pointy end of the season. Premierships aren't won in round 8.
No, they're not. They're not.
Yeah, but you want to set yourself up for top 4 as well.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I think what are we, like a game out, or maybe 2 games out of top 4? Yeah. So that's why, like, I'm not really stressed, because other teams are going to have to play the teams we've played now. So it evens out by the end.
You know what our problem is, Carlton, and we've always had this problem. We've had it for a long time. Our percentage is always shit house.
Yeah,
always.
We can't capitalize on the games we should smash teams. We
absolutely
be up by 10 goals and win by 10 points.
And we always lose games like the Adelaide one.
Yeah.
That's what kills us.
Yeah.
But I think being positive is so important. Like we're 6-3, and like everyone's acting like, oh, we're fucked if we lose this week. Worst case, we lose, we drop out of the 8, right? It's not good, right? I'm not saying, let's be happy with it. Absolutely not. But we're like a game or 2 out of the top 4, and we've got very winnable games coming up. So in 6 weeks, we might be, 10-4, 10-5. Like,
I get what you're saying. I think the hard part, and this is probably just speaking for myself, it's hard to stomach that. Well, the way we finished last year, that was epic, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the sort of build up and the expectation we had for 2024, and then to be just sort of hit, over the head week after week, and then you get the injury side of things, and you get this, and you get more injuries, then you lose a close one, and then you're like, fuck, have we even played good football yet? Are the boys starting to actually, is it system-based? What's the issue? Why are we bombing long? And then more injuries, and then we're back and we go, hang on a minute, we could be out of the 8 here. It's just, I don't know, for me it's PTSD. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
we are better position than we were last year.
Win a bunch of games and put away teams. We need to be comprehensive. And I don't know. I don't think we are.
I'm not stressed, and I've said this all year.
That Adelaide game really hurt, to be honest.
That's the one that burns the most. I mean, the Collingwood one too, but that one flattered us.
We got dominated that game, but
that
Adelaide
we shouldn't have been close.
You're up by 3 goals.
The Adelaide one is the burn. But I mean, apart from that, you know what I mean? Look, we've had a pretty good season. It's just everyone else has had a pretty good season as well. It's a fairly even comp right now. So as long as we keep winning, just tick the wins over. You don't want to hit, your peak now. That's why I'm not fussed. Yeah, the way we finished last year was amazing. But, would you rather start the season like that and then fade, or build up to something really good and really attack September with a fit list, hopefully, God willing, and really go hard? Imagine we play like that in the last, 8 weeks of the season. Bro, we're not losing a grand final. Like we're making a grand final at the very least. If we hit that form again, but with the wins we're banking along the way, these ugly wins at the end of the season, bro, we're not going to look back and think, fuck, that was an ugly win. No, you're just going to see the W in the column, and that's it. That's
I'm
why
not
I
used to
reckon we
this
just
level
need to
of
chill.
confidence. This
We
is
need to
making
chill.
me
What do you mean,
uncomfortable.
bro? I'm confident every week. I think we're smashing every team, and I truly believe it. Like, I don't know. I just think just chill. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think we just beat Melbourne. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Mutually
important to remember we are in a better position than last year. And to Musa's point, I don't think we've played it. I don't think we've seen our best footy besides spurts, like spurts during the game. I don't think we've seen it yet. The third quarter versus the Lions at the Gabba. First quarter versus the D's. There's been spurts and there's been moments where we've just gone on a run and put away teams, right? Yeah, some wins are gonna. You think back and you look at the percentage, like, oh, Richmond, we probably should have done better with them. But don't forget, we just beat them. They're the only team that beat Sydney.
That's right. We played that Richmond.
Yeah, and it's a long season. I think that the someone called it in the chat. I think it was Peter. The draw after the bye is relatively favourable as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Go into the bye, get a few numbers back. Motlop back will be huge. Fogarty back will be huge. I think these are the players that transform. Saad. Saad.
Saad's the one for me, man.
Yeah.
That run, that burst.
Off the back line,
That's it.
yeah. Omar Coxall in the chat. I'm flying up for the game tomorrow. So if you see anyone out in the field about to slap Durden, it's me.
Omar, please, nothing on the field from you.
Absolutely nothing from Omar, please.
Peter V. Bluebagger, when Zach was recruited, was supposed to be a mid, but
right.
more of an inside, not an outside, mate. If he played an inside, he'd be out for 24 seasons, I think.
But inside the ground or outside the ground?
I just love the chat's absolutely peaking. I think there's almost 60 views in the chat. Hit the like button if you haven't already done so.
What do we want to see tomorrow? It's Sydney. We're up in Sydney at the SCG. Our win-loss record there is shithouse.
Twice in 3 decades, isn't it? I think.
What do we want to see?
A win.
Question for the chat too. Let us know in the chat. What is it that you want to see? Besides a win, what is it that you really want to see from the team with a lot of injuries?
Other than the win, I think I want to see Charlie back to his best, man.
That's a good one.
When Charlie's up in the belt, the whole team plays different. But then again, he's playing on a hard opposition player, so needs to prove himself, I guess.
Cool. Sorry, Carl.
Someone
said that he kicked 6 goals, I reckon.
Hope so.
I just want to see. So I love watching Sydney's midfield, right? I'll say that openly. Like Warner, Goulden, when Papley goes in there as well, Mills, Parker's in the emergencies, but they're a very good team, right? And their midfield brigade is insane. They're Heaney. Forgot about Heaney. He's like killing it. But I just want our mature names to buff them tomorrow, just to show them who's boss. Don't let him get an inch. I'd love to see just a couple of great rundown tackles. Just win it in the midfield, because you know what they're going to bring. Like they're fierce, they're amazing to watch. They break away, they're speed, they're fast, they're clinical. So I'd love to see our more mature midfield show them who's the number one midfield group in the AFL.
Just in the chat, can't guard me. Exactly what I want. 80 plus tackles. I want to see for ferocity from everyone. Like I want everyone to tackle. That's what I want, and I think that's what we'll, like if we hit that marker, can't see us losing.
Let's be real. We get a lot of ball in the midfield. We get 100, 120 touches between the Cripps, Walshers, Hewitts, and Kennedys, right? And we get a lot of ball up forward. If we can cement and hit the scoreboard early and hit it properly and kick straight, we probably won't lose. Yeah, like But I think that's a key thing, just hitting the scoreboard early and sort of converting. And again, we're going to say this: the smalls need to be effective, but I don't have much confidence. Carl, go to your point. Charlie probably needs to take some marks and kick six, and Harry needs to back him up with a few as well. And hopefully that's what we see. But yeah.
And accuracy is key, yeah. Because remember, if you recall, last year Sydney didn't have a back line when we faced them, from memory. McCartan and had a couple others out. No, both McCartans are out from memory.
He's out again, isn't he?
Yeah,
He is. Yeah. Well, look, they had a decimated back line, and we were just wayward with our kicking.
remember
Yeah.
Nick Blakey?
I remember that.
The lizard.
Nick Blakey just did
Oh,
whatever he wanted.
Ran in
Yeah.
muck.
Blakey
Hang on.
just had his own footy and running his way. That was our third episode, I think it was episode 3 for the Monday Blues. I remember that. That in the middle of our bleak streak.
What was the date, George, and what time was it?
I don't
What was the weather like?
know. Bleak, just dreary and bleak. Yeah, I'm the kick, like, you got to take your chances tomorrow, man.
It's such a small ground too.
Mm.
I feel like we really enjoy space. So, like, we don't have that luxury tomorrow. It's such a small ground that
I'm the opposite. I reckon if we revert back to that shitty game style of bombing it long, this is probably the only ground where it's going to work. It's smaller.
One kick and you're in the 50.
One kick and you're deep in the 50.
Mm.
What it probably needs is for the smalls to be on their game.
No, you're talking shit.
Yeah.
You know that's not going to happen.
well, always has been in good, like, great form.
Always has been good.
Yeah.
Always has had 2 or 3 really, really good games.
Yep.
It's just Durden and
Who?
fucking Orazio.
The way you said it, can you say it again?
Durden.
It was like, dude. There was a lot of anger in that.
Watch him come out and kick 3
Bro,
tomorrow. Just to
I
fucking
hope he
shut us
does.
up.
I honestly hope he does. And I
I'm sorry.
just don't. I don't rate him, bro. Again, I'll say it again. I don't know why we gave the bloke a 2-year contract. I don't get it. But whatever. He's in the team. You got to back him, and hope he does something. Hey, if Durden lays 5 tackles, I just want to see 5 tackles from Durden tomorrow. That's all I want. Don't even kick a goal. Don't touch the ball. I just want to see forward pressure. That's it. 5. Not asking for much. Just 5 tackles. The ball's going to be there. 5 tackles.
Put him as ruck.
Corey, if you're watching, just
knees.
give us 5 tackles. You dud.
Well, that's 5 more than he did against Collingwood. So
That's unforgivable.
Brother,
That statistic is unforgivable from a small forward.
what's that, brother?
Yeah, no good.
All right, let's get on with the predictions. For those watching along,
This has been a very depressing episode.
up the bag, yes.
Like,
We're gonna
we need to
smash
get
them.
around the boys. I don't like it. It's
Go
just
blue!
Durden and Fantasia, like, but they're in the team. We got to back them.
Yeah.
And Williams too.
For those watching along, let us know in the chat your predictions for the game, leading goal scorer, best on ground, and winning margin. Carl,
There you go.
Mr. Rizman,
well?
I'll throw it to you.
Alrighty, boys. You ready for this one? I've been saying all week in the group chat that we're going to win. And I've been saying we're going to win by 19 points. So I'm going to stick with that.
Cool. Corey did in 19. I like it.
Charlie to kick 4 or 5
6.
or 6. Charlie to kick 4. BOG. I said it last week. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to stick with my man Waitering. Waiters.
Good
BOG.
call last week. Yeah.
Yeah, Waitering. Moose.
Quick
saw
one for Moose. There's a comment there from
I just saw that.
Aiden. You want to read that out, Amal?
Hello.
Yep, Mus, my mum says hi. There, that should pump it up.
No, pump it up.
Pump what up? I just need some clarification, please.
Moving right along. This could be anything. This game, and it's a good call out of Mal on the ground.
Are we live?
Damn bitch, get hooked on phonics.
My head's telling me we will probably lose. We're going over there.
But
Yeah,
my
well-
body.
We're underdone, few injuries. But I don't know, I just got this gut feeling that something's going to flip. I don't know if it's the Williams in the mid or, bringing in, I don't know. I think Carroll's going to be real hungry. He's going to get a lot of ball as well. Carroll's going to get a lot of game time in the midfield and maybe play that sort of winger, pushing up half forward as well. I like Carroll coming in. The rest, full, not sure. Carlton by 27.
It's the mids.
Charlie's going to kick 6. Charlie is going to be on song. He's back and fist pumps and all the rest of it and grabbing the jumper. And Charlie will kick 6 and Zach Williams to be injured in the first quarter. And Paddy Cripps will have a big one. He's going to go over there. He's going to lead the boys and 35 odd touches, hard ball, ground ball gets, all the rest of it, and just lead from the front. Paddy Cripps.
Well, just quickly, what's the weather there like tomorrow? Anyone know?
No
It's
idea.
been raining.
idea.
Been raining
I
over
don't
there.
know.
No idea.
Cares, I hate
I think it
Sydney,
has
bro.
been rating.
Anyone in the chat that knows, chuck it in. Steph AFL, Harry with 4. We win by 18 and Cripps to be best on ground. Peter V, Blue Bagger, Blues by 1 point.
Oh, yuck.
That is very much possible given our last run of games. Harry with 3 goals and best on ground, Wiedering. And Cameron, Carlton by between 1 to 9 points. Best on ground, Walsh with 33 and a disposal efficiency of 70%. Mackay kicks 5 goals and Kerno consistent 2 goals. Very specific. I like that. We'll go one more. Aiden, Charlie with 6, Carlton by 10 and no injuries, inshallah.
Just quickly in the chat, asked a question. Thoughts on St Kilda trying to pinch Weeders?
Bunch of fucking dreamers.
I'm
Yeah,
so
okay.
confident that he's staying.
Yeah, he's
Like,
not
Like,
going
there's no way he'll go.
There was an
If
article
he
that came
goes,
out-
I'm leaking his bank account number.
Maybe that's the reason he's going.
There was an article that came out. I can't remember where I saw it, but the senior players on the list, not so much seniors, but the ones that sort of grew up in the club together. So you're Wiedering, your Cripps, and your I think there was a couple of others, but those two in particular, they made a pact in between each other to say that we're not this particular group is not going anywhere, irrespective of whatever they're offering to any other club until they get a premiership.
So he's leaving.
So, yeah.
Hey,
What?
if we win a flag this year, he can do whatever he wants.
Why would you want to go to St Kilda? Number
Yeah,
one, number
Look,
two.
it's
I
good
reckon
money. It's good
they're
money.
probably he was in the gym with Sauce. He's like, "Hey, bro, call your dad. Let him know. Put
Call
out an
Joe.
article. Tell your dad. Listen, I need a bit more cash after what happened last year. Let your dad put out like a little article, or there's a bit of interest in me. Sauce probably calls his dad. Dad, just help out Jacob, man. Poor guy's been through a bit. They do a bit of work with the agents, with Mitch Cleary. You take your pick, whoever you want, put out an article, and there you go. Carlton got to bump up that price by 100 or 200K now. There you go. See? And now he owes Jack Silvani a favour. That was all.
his bank details.
That was completely fiction. So I have no insight into the locker room or the gym of Carlton Football Club. Sorry, guys.
No, I don't think he's going to be going anywhere.
George is recording from the locker room. Anyways,
Hey, and then he tells Jack, tell Joe to call George. Say hi.
Antonio in the chat, Carlton by 23. Carlton by 23. Harry with 4 goals. Charlie with 3 and best on ground. Cripps, who hasn't gone yet. George, have you gone?
I've not gone yet. Charlie will kick 1. Harry will kick 4. And Hewitt is going to make Heaney or Warner his bitch. Take your pick, whichever one you want. Walsh is going to... he'd be like, I'll take both of yous on. Walsh is going to set the scene and continue a blistering little dark horse run towards the Brownlow. Harry will kick 4. Charlie's going to be held. He's going to kick 1. And the Blues will win by 5 points. Let's fucking go.
fucking hell, another one of those close ones.
I'm going to go before,
Only way we know how.
before Andy, because I know Andy's is going to be a lot more optimistic than mine. I don't think we're going to win. I just think we have too many injuries, and Sydney's a fantastic team at the moment. if we had a couple of more ins, I think it would have been a different story. Even if we just had Fogarty and Sard back, I think it would have been a much, much different outcome. But I reckon Sydney will win by 2 goals. Having said that, I still think Harry's going to kick 4. I don't think Charlie's going to do much. And I think best on ground for Carlton is going to be Wiedering again.
Okay.
Andy.
You're right. I'm going to be optimistic. I think 5 goals. I think we win by 5 goals.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm not going to say who's going to kick the most goals in that. I don't think that'll matter. I think we're going to have multiple goal scorers. I think we'll have, I'm going to say 10 different goal scorers. I think it's going to be a high score count. I think we're going to have 10 individual goal scorers. My best on ground, I'm going to back him.
Oh my God, Durden.
Zach Williams.
I'm backing Zach Williams on if he sticks to the midfield and he plays that wing role. I think he'll get, look, maybe not BOG, but I think he'll get 25 and go at 80%. And if he doesn't, he's a dog. I'm joking.
I was going to say, I'm going to call you at 10:30 on Friday night because I want your live opinion. So.
Absolutely not. I'm backing Zach. I don't know why I keep backing him. I actually don't like him, but I don't know. I just think I love the move of him going into the midfield. I fucking love it.
He's going to be in the back line by quarter time.
Lay it out, Bins will be in.
Instead of goals, well, Bins is Bins emergency.
Emergency,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to say who's going to kick the most goals, but I'm going to say Georgie Hewitt is going to have 12 plus tackles. I'm going for 12 plus tackles from Georgie Hewitt. I don't care who kicks the goals.
Can't guard me. Carlton by 26. Mackay with 4. Cripps again, best on ground, 37 touches and a goal. It's a lot of touches for Cripps. Well, he has been hitting over the 30 mark in the last couple of games, hasn't he?
Mm.
He has had a few big games. Well, before we wrap it up, gents, is there anything else? Don't think she's...
Yeah, I got something to say.
Go.
Geelong is absolutely getting slapped. Just quietly.
How much are they down by?
58 points.
How good.
Beautiful.
Put that in your mouth.
Macca, if you're watching. Oh, no, you're not. But if you
That
are.
in the mouth, Blair.
Oh, no. They're done. Geelong's done. Of course, we got them at their peak.
Yeah. Always. Probably going to get Gold Coast.
Did anyone tip Gold Coast?
Yes.
Me too.
Hang on. Let me
I don't
see.
think-
Me too.
Oh, I don't think I
I
tipped that all.
was so confident. I
Yeah,
was
same.
like, dude,
As soon
Hawkins
as I
out,
saw Darwin, no
Cameron
Jets
out,
Yeah.
I didn't
Hawkins
tip.
out.
Yeah, never did I.
Oh,
I
I
got Geelong.
I'll do it away
Cop
team.
Geelong.
Far
I
out.
better do it now.
Shattered.
Doesn't it default to home if you don't?
No,
tip?
No, you get the away team.
That's
Yeah.
lame.
Fuck.
Hawkins out, Jezza out, Darwin.
Yeah,
Mate,
done.
forget it.
Aiden
they've-
said, and we're playing an informed Gold Coast next week.
Yeah, nice.
We're going to smash them, bro.
I'm not worried about Gold Coast.
It's at the
We are
G,
going
mate.
to obliterate
Marvel.
them next week.
Gold Coast away, I'm not
no.
worried about.
Yeah. they
Sorry.
haven't won a game.
Like, them playing away from home, I'm not worried about them.
No, we smash.
2 things from me before we wrap up. Andy and I had the pleasure of doing something a little bit different yesterday. Thank you for everyone who tuned along and a couple of comments in our 8 or 9 minute video unboxing a couple of footy cards. So we are, as Andy said, we are very avid card collectors. We've been doing this. I'm surprised we still have thumbs after the case break earlier this season. But yeah, we do this quite often. So it's something you guys like. Let us know. But appreciate you getting around us. And number 2, a big thank you again to our sponsor, Blues Crypto. So you can find more info on bluescrypto.com. And Miles popped the details in the chat, website, email, Telegram, and Twitter. Big thanks to our sponsor, bluescrypto.com. Get around him. Some really exciting stuff. A really cool venture. Thanks, Thanks, bluescrypto.com.
A big game tomorrow night. It's Friday night under the lights. It's going to be tough. It's for Sydney. SCG has been a fortress for Sydney of late, especially against Carlton. As George said, 2 wins in the last 3 decades. or close to that at least. Anyway, we have it. Yeah, it's just going to be tough. But let's see if we can do it. I mean, if we switch it on, we all know that Carlton is very, very hard to beat. We're probably impossible to beat at our best. When we turn it on, it's borderline unstoppable. But let's see if we can bring that and sustain it for as long as we can, and if for 4 quarters, even better.
If we win, the fear that will strike the competition facing a fully fit Carlton.
Yeah,
the absolute, like, teams won't want to face us fully fit, so I can't wait. I hope we do.
Yeah.
Hope we smash them.
And if we do win, then we go into Gold Coast next week at Marvel with the likes of Sard, Fogarty, and Motlop coming back in as well.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, yes, kind of doom and gloom from some, me being one of them, but some positives just around the corner with some big ins coming in. Until tomorrow night, until the review, it is sayonara from the Monday Blues. Thanks, Jensen. Thanks to all who tuned in.
No.